Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I'm trying to get this video done in a bit of a hurry. It's 9:53 in the morning on Friday, December 23rd. Now, the Jewish Sabbath starts at around 4:30-ish, right? So we got a lot to do. For me, this is Shabbos Christmas. You know, Shabbat Christmas, which I enjoy. I like Christmas, okay? Good food, good wine. I like all that stuff. I enjoy it. Good TV. I'm a big fan, right? I really am a big fan of it. Americans don't understand it. Americans are like, but you're Jewish. I mean, Jewish Americans, religious Jewish Americans, which is the 99% of the people I live around, they don't understand how much I love Christmas. But it's a very Christian holiday, and you're, a bit Jewy. So that's fair. So in England, I would say, look, Christmas is obviously a central, important Christian holiday, right? I wouldn't want to take that away from Christians, but in England, it's much more of a cultural event, and Muslims celebrate Christmas. It's turkey dinner, it's mince pies, it's fun, right? It's being nice to each other. Oh, terrible thing, which is why I like it, right? I like being nice to each other. I think that makes the world a better place, right? I think we're all happier if we're nice to each other. Sadly, I am not in control of the world, and I'm not even sure I have a majority opinion. Maybe I do, but people really want to control other people. That's the goal. They really, really want to control other people, and I think we're in something called a Great Reset, which I think all the fundamentals of our society that we believe in and we trust in, the integrity of the news media, the integrity of media in general, integrity of elections, all those things are being dissolved in front of our eyes. And how that is happening is what this video is about. I spoke about this on my live stream last night. That this is all happening in I think an interesting time. It's in the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah and also the Christian holiday of Christmas. They're intersecting this year, and I think they both have a basically similar message. It's the which we talk about. It's the power of God over reigning supreme over incredibly powerful forces in the world. In the Hanukkah story, we had the Maccabees, which was a very small band of learned people, not necessarily fighters, taking on the world power of the Greek army and winning, right? Insanely winning. It shouldn't have happened, but it did. Yeah, and there's that light in the darkness. That is, I think, the essence of this midwinter celebration, which is why I always love the Doctor Who Christmas special. Was it A Christmas Carol? Because they describe it as that. They said it's a light in the darkness, and it is, and it's a warmth in the absolute cold of winter. I think it permeates all societies, right? Because it's just a true thing that's there. Anyway, I am hoping to see a miracle happen, right? A Hanukkah miracle, Christmas miracle, you call it what you want. I'm hoping to see that, in that the forces that have complete control over the world, which again we talk about in this video, will be usurped, and truth will out. Because and again, I have to this is from my own personal perspective, that I see religious Jews are very demoralized right now. They're like, there's no hope. There's no hope, right? After midterms, everybody's like, there's no hope for anything, right? There's genuinely no hope, and a sane, rational mind must acquiesce to that. I think believing in God, there is always hope, right? You have, I think we learn the stories in the Bible for a reason. I think God wrote the Bible. Well, I think Moses wrote it. I think God told him what to say. But I think the stories there are in the Old Testament for a reason. And we have the story of Abraham fighting these 4 kings on a point of principle. He could have just said no, and he was almost certainly going to be killed, much like the Maccabees in Hanukkah. He was completely outmanned. Or if you wanted to say this, look at the 6-Day War in 67. Same thing, exactly the same thing. And they're victorious. So I'm hoping to see that we see this now. So that's why I'm trying to put this video out today, and I'm busting my gut to do it. Because then I had another video that's going to put out today, and I put the candles in over here to show what day of Hanukkah it is, right? So I got to change that video, and I got to do this. Why? Because I want to get this out, because I think there's one in, I don't know, a million, one in 100. I don't know what the odds are. I think there's a slim chance, right? There's a path to an actual miracle that can happen. And if it does, I want to get this video out early. If it doesn't, you're all going to forget about this video forever. So it won't matter. That's the wonderful thing of social media, right? It doesn't really matter. So anyway, I spoke about this on my live stream last night. I hope we see incredible things, right? I hope we see absolutely incredible things. That would be wonderful. Really, that would be absolutely fantastic. So, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are very good. It very much helps me. Thank you very much for doing that, especially subscribe, especially share, especially all of them. Sign up my Substack, my email newsletter. Thank you very much for doing that as well. You want to find out where my evil cyber filth will be emanating out of, right? At any given time. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me everywhere. Like, honestly, I was having a conversation this morning. I have a house guest, a friend of mine from Rabbinical Seminary staying with us for this Sabbath, and I think saying how cold it was in America. I said, yeah, somebody posted in Texas it was like, I don't know, minus 35. It's like crazy. He's like, no, that's impossible. I'm like, really? Really? Have you learned more? And then 30 seconds later, he looks at it. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'm like, really? Like, just as I'm right all the bloody time, right? And I am. I'm right all the time. Why don't you just, like, stop fighting it and go, yeah, the rabbi's right on this one. Yes, the rabbi's probably right. You want to stay following me. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are very, very good. Thank you very much. Substack, Twitter, Instagram. Now, let me hand over to me from last night. I don't know what's going on. It seems okay. Okay, this is the analogy I seem to, which I think is accurate, right? That imagine you're sitting on a plane, right? It's like, and all of a sudden, somebody in a pilot's outfit comes running in flames down the aisle, and jumps out the door, right? And then everybody just kind of ignores it. And then the voice comes out and says, please remain seated, ladies and gentlemen. There's no need to worry. And everybody's, oh, good. There's no need to worry. Because that's what it seems to be going on. Okay. Things seem to be happening here on Hanukkah, right? Things seem to be turning. Nothing might have happened. Nothing might happen, right? But nothing might, yeah, we could be more of the same. It doesn't make any difference, right? It's a big if. But I don't know. I think we as peoples of faith could really use a miracle now, right? Jews more than Christians. I think Jews are much more despondent than Christians right now, which is interesting. But that's my personal experience. Jews are like, yeah, forget it. It is what it is, right? They're much more despondent. Christians are, I think Christians are more turned on to what's really happening, right? Because they're less embarrassed about God. Jews are somewhat embarrassed about God, like, oh, yeah, I believe it. Right? But Christians are like, yes! Which is, I think it's a very good thing, right? Anyway, this is what we found out so far this week, that during the 2020 campaign of Donald Trump, while he was president, the FBI spied on his campaign. And that's how they knew the Hunter Biden laptop was coming. They then fabricated a narrative and evidence to their end that it was Russian disinformation. It was nonsense and Russian disinformation. And they they told their contacts in media and social media, which is complete control of, right? They take social media as if it's a branch of government, as if it's a tool of government. You have no free speech. Right, that's the point which is the most disturbing, which we're going to be talking about in a second. With the intent of changing the course of the election, which all the data says they were successful in, right? At the same time, right? So that would seem to be a big deal. Oh, and they also pay Twitter for it as well. Right? How much more incriminating can you get? Which is quite, in any other time, this would be a big deal, right? This would be like, oh, this is because it came out that the FBI, probably the CIA as well, is running a psyop on the American people. That is, they're making them think things are real that aren't real, and up is down and black is white. It's happening in real time right now. It's absolutely incredible because now when you can say, I'm going to show you, and it will blow your mind, right? So right now we got the Kari Lake trial going on. That they went to trial, I think, is a miracle in of itself. Now, us Jews, we have this song that says Dayenu, like, and we sing it every Passover, like, if God had taken us out of Egypt, but, didn't take us through the Nile, the Red Sea, it would have been enough, Dayenu, right? And if it did this far, it would have been enough, Dayenu, it would have been enough. I think for most people, it won't be enough if we just get this far, right? I don't, and it's going to be crushed. I mean, if we do just get this far, which is the most likely, I would say 78% chance is not going to make a dent, but there's a window. There is a window. It's a small one, but that's all there is. The window's the same one that they had to bullseye to take out the Death Star. It's that's the sort of that's the odds we're on. We are in a trench run, right now. And I think that's the incredible thing, that we got this far, that we're in a trench run, because they're starting to show the evidence in court, and uncontestedly, the what happened was that 132 voting centers, which I think were uniquely Republican. I'm not sure about that fact, right? But I think they were. The printers were set up purposely, one can only assume maliciously, to override the settings and print to shrink to fit rather than print to size, right? Which meant they printed out ballots at 19 inches as opposed to 20 inches. So your eye wouldn't be able to spot it, right? But when you put that in a tabulator, it can't read a thing. Can't read a thing, right? Clearly, something fishy was going on, right? And that certainly disenfranchised, I think, 42.5% the electorate, which is way above the margin of victory, which is everything that was presented for Kari Lake. However, the media, the narrative of the media is the opposite. Right, they said the headline was, I don't know the headline off the top of my head, but the headline is, Tim Pool, just watching Tim Pool, right? The headline is that the Kari Lake's expert admits that that if a ballot was duplicated, it would have been counted, right? That was the headline, which seems like a pretty damning headline. The only trouble is, it's not true at all, right? It's not true at all. What they were talking about that. He was saying he'd examined 15 of the ballots that he was allowed to, that the duplicates, and they were all 19 inches as opposed to 20 inches. He said, well, that's impossible. He said, that's what they were, right? They were all 19 inches as opposed to 20 inches. And he said, would a duplicate of that be entered? He said, and he said, that's not what we're talking about, right? And so they construed something along those lines. And so they construed from that he said, what? So they construed from that he admitted that ballot would have been entered anyway. So here we're going to watch that happening in real time, right? And this is, I find it chilling, right? Because it's like you see how truth is being destroyed, right? It really is destroyed. Here, one second. So check this out. So this is at the trial from yesterday.
You're not an attorney, correct? Okay. So I'm
right. Okay, fine. So the woman on the stand is Kari Lake's expert attorney, right? Expert witness. This is the Maricopa County attorney, right? He's setting a trap for her right now, that they can print the headline. They can print a disingenuous headline saying that there were no illegal ballots. The headline will be, Kari Lake's expert admits there were no illegal ballots, right? That's the headline they're going for.
Kari Lake's expert admits there are no illegal ballots.
I'm going to ask you a legal question, but you only have to answer if you have an understanding about it. If you don't have an understanding, it's perfectly fine to say, I don't know. Are you aware that under Arizona law, a ballot is not actually unlawful if it is, the term that's used sometimes is harvested or ballot collection, but
Right. Okay. So again, he's teeing this up. So she says, "No, I didn't know," or whatever. Anything she says other than what she says, they got the headline that she admits there were no unlawful ballots.
If somebody who is not authorized to handle it deposits it, or like what happened at Runback, if somebody brings it and inserts it into the stream, but not into a designated authorized drop box. Are you aware that under Arizona law that is not actually an unlawful ballot?
I think the term in the law is.
By the way, look at this, fantastic. How she bats him away, and look at his response. That's the important thing. Look at his response.
Lawful ballot.
I think the term in the law is an invalid ballot.
Okay.
Booyah!
Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. Bam! Yes.
No more questions. Thank you very much, Ms. Hunter.
Yes.
Okay.
Smoked him. And that's what's going on. Smoke and mirrors, right? Smoke and none of this is real, right? None of this is real, right? It's incredible. And they say, the tool of Satan is to fool you, right? It really is. It's to make you think that the terrible things are going to happen, right? Unless you do what it wants you to do, right? It scares you, makes you think up is down, black is white. And I think that they are trying so hard to create this cloud of unreality. Should be a white pill for us, not a red pill, a white pill. It's that it's all falling apart. It's all falling apart. Like the FBI responded to the proof that they had been using Twitter as a branch of government to silence the speech of the political speech that they found inconvenient, right? It's incredible, right? I don't know, there's a Democrat friend I have, right? And I remember a couple of years ago, I said to them that when fact checkers don't check if something's true or not, they check if it's convenient or not. And she's like, I know you believe that. And it's incredible. I've never, ever evaded any of their questions, ever, right? And I'm happy to have any conversation they want. They have never answered the question. They've always evaded. Always. And I feel that's why I try and not get into it with them, because it's like I feel like I'm punching down, right? It really is. And it's just like, I'm going with kid gloves? But the CIA and FBI are both corrupt. CIA created the internet. Yeah, listen, here's the thing. You can't trust anything, right? Twitter's okay as a social media, but like, I have friends who believe the narrative about Trump. Like they believe January 6th was an insurrection. They believe it. It doesn't matter what their lying eyes or ears said. They believe it because trust is. I keep trying to tell you, Fox News isn't your friend, right? Fox News is there to give you an illusion of control, so you'll give them your money, right? They're not your. They'll let you go rebel this far. They'll let you have a Mitt Romney. They begrudgingly let you have Trump, and they were like, "What?" The Trump thing, they threw them off, right? It did, and this whole popular, it just threw them off. They didn't know what to do, but they worked out. They didn't want him around, right? Hillary Clinton's loss in the 2016 election was rigged by Trump. I don't know, dude. I know that's what they told you. But here's the truth of the matter, mate. And I'm not being a dick to you, right? Matt the Silent. I'm not being a dick to you. It's now proven fact, right? We found it from the Sussman trial. In the Sussman trial, it was the testimony that he said his crime was lying to the FBI, saying that about the Still dossier and basically the whole alleged Trump collusion narrative, right? That was his crime, right? And he because he made up evidence to that effect, and but this defense was, which is why he was acquitted. He was acquitted because you won't be convicted on a sign that's not good for Democrats in Washington because it's very, very corrupt, right? But he was acquitted because it says, oh yeah, we knew it wasn't true. The FBI knew it was fake. The FBI knew it was fake, right? And they wanted to get him anyway. He survived coup after coup after coup. What we know now. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, right? Exactly. What do you think the Bidens are? They're a billionaire crime family. Don't trust any politician. Okay, Trump's only okay because he's an outsider who Mr. Magooed his way in, right? I believe he is the cat's paw of God, right? I think he's there. I genuinely do, right? I genuinely do because I believe Trump is the Messiah who would be the anointed king of the nation of Edom, which is basically America, right? Which is basically the good part of America. Right, and Edom and Yaakov, which is where the Jews come from, were brothers, right? Yaakov, and they were always supposed to work together, right? It was Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, but then that changed. But now it looks like we're back, right? Naked Trump equals sexy. No, it doesn't, right? And also here, Newt Gingrich said this, and he's 100% right. Trump has the incredible ability to confound his critics and embarrass his supporters, which is so true. Okay, that's so incredibly true. But what's going on nowadays? That's cray, mate. It is cray. The stuff we found out, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. So listen, I don't know the. We're in the holiday of Hanukkah, right? And how is the holiday? The Trump is the Messiah, not the Messiah of the nation of Edom, right? Which is, look, okay, the way they described it in the Bible, and the Bible uses its words very, very sparingly. Well, they called him the Orange Man. He was tall and with big orange hair, right? I'm like, oh, and he has a lot of the traits, right? Basically, well, anyway. But we're in the holiday of Hanukkah, which I and the essence of that is reality shattering. That is the powerful. We say it in the prayers every day, 3 times a day, talking about how the weak had a victory over the powerful. Right, the all powerful was shattered, and the weak was victorious, which is the situation we're in now. Which is why I would love to see, because I would love to see it happen. You know what the holiday of Hanukkah is? It's that bit in Empire Strikes Back, right? Where Luke Skywalker's X-Wing falls into the water and he says, you're just like, use the Force to get out. I said, but it's too big. May I tell you, no one's ever said that to me. I said, use the Force to get well, I've had to use the Force. Anyway, I digress. Use the Force to get it up. I can't. Every time I say that, I giggle. I'm sorry, but raise the X-wing, whatever, right? And he tries, and he fails. Right? So then you're just like, judge me by your size to you, and he's like, it's impossible. So you're just like. And it's like the X-wing rises up and it's lifted across the stage and lands in Shepperton Studios. Whoa! And they're like, oh, I don't believe it. He said, that is why you fail, right? So there's a Jewish parable, maybe it might be a real story. I don't know, about a person who wanted to light candles for Sabbath, or it might have been Hanukkah. I'm not sure, right? That they and they only had vinegar, and they used vinegar instead of oil, and they're like, and they said, well, light it anyway. So, well, why? So because the person who makes it light oil light can make vinegar light, right? If you have such a clear understanding that this is a construct, right? It's like Neo from the Matrix, because he understood the source code of reality. He wasn't bound by it. That's the same thing with this guy. So this is where, if you can tune into it, right? If you're lucky, sometimes you might that source code of reality may wibble like it did in the Matrix, right? And I think that might happen. Right? I think that might happen. If this Kari Lake thing goes through, it's insane. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. If it does, it's gonna be kind of crushing, right? But you have to. I trust God's plan, whatever it is, right? It's never what you expect it, right? But man, I hope we get something. I hope we.
My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.